Friday is officially here. All the biggest football fans around the globe, all in one day.
United for life.
I'm Barcelona.
What's the percent?
Arsenal.
I'm Juventus.
I'm Madrid.
I'm Chelsea.
Surely it has to be Manchester City.
AC Milan.
I've been to Akwa United and Dakkada for life. Ha ha ha. Yimba. Exclusive and up-to-date football content every Friday 3 to 4 p.m. on Planet's 101.1 FM. Come ready to rep your club.
This is the season to share in, and this is the season to make yours. Visit Planet 101 FM sports page, like the page, drop a comment saying, I am game for Friday, plus the club you represent, and you could feature in one of our weekly Fans Friday attack. For more information on how you could be a part of it, join our daily football shows 3 to 4 p.m., Mondays through Fridays. Come ready to rep your club. The Football Fans Attack on Planet 101.1 FM. Every week, it's more football, more stars, more you.
The Football Fans Friday is officially here. All the biggest football fans around the globe, all in one day.
United for life.
I'm Barcelona.
What's the percent?
Arsenal.
I'm Juventus.
I'm Madrid.
I'm Chelsea.
Surely it has to be Manchester City.
AC Milan.
I've been to Akwa United and Dakkada for life. Ha ha ha. Yimba. Exclusive and up-to-date football content every Friday 3 to 4 p.m. on Planet's 101.1 FM. Come ready to rep your club.
Nothing unites the world like football. Join the football community here on Planet 101 FM Uyo. Passion, pride, platform. All that and more on Football Fans Planet.
Industry called football. Well, the energy is high. Talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League entered Matchday 5 yesterday. We talk about the roundup of games from the 10 centers. We saw matches yesterday. Blended Insurance remained perfect, recording their 5th consecutive win after 5 match days in the league. We talk about Akwa United and how they survived at the Lekon Salami Stadium in Ibadan yesterday. We talk about Dakkada 2 and how they fared in the Cathedral. Take a look at games from the European scene. We saw United book a place in the finals of the Carabao Cup for the first time since 2017. We talk about their chances of getting the trophy as the face of Newcastle, who are also in the final of the competition for the first time in a very long time. We'll talk about some stories from the La Liga. Barca were winners yesterday, extended their lead to 8 points at the top of the La Liga. And of course, Real Madrid will be playing later today in a bid to shorten that particular cushion. We'll also talk about the race for the NPFL nominations. Well, the nominations are out for the Player of the Month and the Manager of the Month award, and we'll talk about the players right there. And there's a story we're tracking right now. First up, it's the fact that Chelsea have signed 8 new players in the joint transfer window, but FIFA says they have a chance to only register just 3 new players. Talk about the registration dilemma for Chelsea, who's going to come in for them in the UEFA Champions League and who's going to go out for them. We talk about transfers as well as we build up to some weekend action at Chelsea, Fulham. Of course, there are loads of games to be expected. Well, Chelsea take on Fulham late afternoon in the Premier League, and that should count for something. Well, these and many more from the crux of the conversation with you this afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Converge of Football Fans. It's live and exclusive to Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Well, the name is Marizona. I've got Blyden who came High Chief himself. I have Solorex Akbabio and IT on the sidelines like Mbappe this afternoon. Together we'll do justice to what's on the plate. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. Well, newcomers Bendel Insurance continued their surprise start to life after picking up a lone goal victory against El Kanemi Warriors in Maiduguri yesterday. The win saw the beating Arsenal becoming the 3rd NPFL side to win the opening 5 games of the season after Akwa United did it in 2005 and Heartland did the same feat 10 years later. Deputy Echeta scored on his 3rd start for the visitors with a solo finish in the 29th minute of that particular game. The game was momentarily marred when the fans of the home team began to throw stones, reportedly at the visiting Bendel Insurance side. Well, according to the Bendel Insurance Twitter handle, the referee had to host the game in the 39 minutes to attend to aggrieved fans. But that never stopped their fantastic run of form, and they secured a 1-0 victory against El Kanemi Warriors yesterday. Well, elsewhere, Plateau United stone their northern rivals, Nasarawa United, in a 3-goal 3-line just. The Peace Boys defeated the Solid Miners by 2-1 to compound their woes, as Nasarawa United are yet to win any game this season. After being trounced 3-0 in Benin City, Remo Stars bounced back with a 1-0 victory against Eyimba in Ikene in a record-setting manner. The defeat means Finidi George and his boys have suffered a 2nd consecutive away game this season after a 2-1 defeat to Plateau United 2 weeks ago. Samuel Anakwe scored the quickest goal of the season after just 18 seconds. And of course, that was the story from there. But it got the assist from Edidion Ezekiel. Well, the win puts Remo Stars within reach of first place at Bendel Insurance and close the gap to 3 points between the two sides. Well, for the other games, we saw Akwa United picked up their first win of the season, and they did that with the help of Wasiu Laladi, who scored against his former side. Guess who? Akwa United. But the game also saw former Akwa United goalkeeper Dewala Deyinka in position of denying promise keepers from scoring against his current club. However, on the 23 goalkeeper did concede a goal from Cyril Lisema in the 69th minute before the Harmony Boys bounced back in the 68th minute to get that victory. Well, taking you through the full list of games you saw in Matchday 5, El Kanemi Warriors lost Bendel Insurance by 2-0. Nasarawa United lost to Plateau United by 2 goals. Won Bayelsa United and Doma settled things with a 1-1 draw. Remo Stars were 1-0 winners over Eyimba. It was Kwara United 2, Akwa United 1, Gumbi United 2, 3SC1. Abia Warriors defeated Tornadoes by a goal to 0. Rivers United, defending champions, continue their surge with a 2-0 victory against Wicked Tourist. Rangers were defeated Dakkada by a goal to 0. Lobby Stars were winners against Sunshine Stars. Alright, so guys, Those are the stories from the NPFL Matchday 5. But I'll begin with you, Solorex, Akwa United and Dakkada, both teams traveling away from home and not getting anything exciting. What do you make of the performance of both teams from yesterday?
Well, my disappointing story, for the Ibom fans, considering the fact that Dakkada and Akwa United didn't come back victorious from their particular away game. Mari, this is what I've been saying, getting quality players to come play for a team like Akwa United, the manager got some players from Lobby Stars, from Sunshine Stars. Talking of Leonardo Gochiku, who scored 10 goals for Sunshine Stars last season. He was brought to a team like Akwa United to probably assist the players, the likes of Football on Friday, keep on scoring the goals as a bit. He has failed to hit the ground running in the NPFL this season. But I don't know what the training session looks like for Akwa United, a team like Akwa United. I think the training session has to be faulty because the players are not giving their very best in the training session for them to replicate that particular form in the field of players. So Uber on Friday not coming to the party. Last time we saw James Ajaku, scoring back to back on back-to-back occasion. We thought that was going to be a continuous process, but that didn't pan out in that particular game. But the miss of the Frey Kefion, clearly shows you that Akwa United, can't really push forward without the likes of the Frey Kefion. They need to come together as a team, probably score those goals, assist, and also create chances when it really matters for the team as well. So Mari, they still need to do enough. Probably go back to the drawing board and see how they can sort themselves out, because it's still the abbreviation of the league in this particular game.
All right, Blyden, we'll talk about the Frey Kefion and how much of a miss he was for Akwa United yesterday. But let's take a look at the story. Akwa United, before yesterday's game, had not won a single game. They had played 2 draws and 2 losses after the first match days, but they scored 2 against Akwa United yesterday. What changed for them?
Well, basically the demand that comes with playing football. Because when you're a big side and you're not scoring goals, we saw Akwa United last season. They were a pretty decent side. Went for CAF competition, and now this season it's not been adding up for them. Slow start for me, that's why I said. But I knew it's going to be a very tough game for Akwa United and even Dakkada United, because when you're facing teams that have not added the numbers, that have not won games, there's going to be that extra pressure from the management, from the board, from the fans. They want to win games, and that's basically what it is. Remember, yesterday I did talk about it. Yeah. There's going to be a very tough game for both sides. If they get a draw, it was going to be a good result for me, but it never really happened. Disappointing result from a Akwa perspective. Disappointing result from every Akwa United and Dakkada fan. But on the other hand, it's what I expected to happen.
Taking up the conversation, by Solorex, talking about the fact that the Frey Kefion was missing the game. He couldn't travel with the team to Ibadan yesterday, blinded. And, how much of a miss was that man to Akwa United yesterday? And do you think that if he was there, things would have been different in the team?
Well, probably. Big player. I've seen what he's done with the side over the time. Yeah. Quality player with huge experience, especially when you leave the club, go apply your trade outside and then come back to the club. It's basically what it is. He's a big, bulky attacker. Has energy when he need energy. Can run, can score goals. And that's the beauty of it. Bring a lot of attacking prowess into the game. But here's it. You can't depend on one player all the time to win games. You can't depend on one player to get a good result. And that's the standard in football. It's a team sport. Now he's not available because he's part of the mix. Injury will set in, suspension will set in, and a player might not be available for you. Other players have to step up the gas and get to do the job, and it didn't happen for Akwa United yesterday.
Well, so let's talk about Bendel Insurance, basically, because this team would always make the headlines, definitely because of the kind of quality we're seeing them put forth in the first 5 match days of the NPFL. But they traveled away from home yesterday, far away in Borno State, and got the maximum victory against El Kanemi Warriors. Well, 5 games into the season, 5 wins. And we had this conversation yesterday about the team now talked about, of course, being title challengers. So with this kind of performance, they've won games at home, they've won games away from home. Is this not champions quality?
Well, Mari, first up, I think it's champions quality, just like what you've said. But aside from that, I still feel they will get to finish in the continental spots. We saw Rainbow Stars did this last season, where they won 9 games in a row at home in that particular game, losing just 2 games at home. But they were able to travel away from home to get maximum 3 points against a poor team in that particular encounter. But Mari, aside from that, if they don't get to win, if they don't get to win the NPFL title as well, but finishing the continental spots will be very massive for Bendel Insurance, considering the fact that they came from NNL where they were grand champions. They came to the NPFL and then hit the ground running. They have considered just a goal in the Nigerian Premier Football League in this particular encounter, scoring 9 goals. So massive stuff, and their player also being being the joint top highest goal scorer in the NPFL League. So massive stuff from them to even get better for Bendel Insurance, because they are doing the needful of the round leader game, Mari.
Things are gradually getting interesting in the table. Bendel Insurance sit top of Group A, Five wins from the opening 5 games, 15 massive points gotten, 9 goals scored, and just 1 conceded. Remo Stars come second with a total of 12 points gotten from 5 games. Eyimba, despite the loss yesterday, sits pretty in 3rd position with 7 points. Akwa United, despite the losses, will sit 4th with 7 points. Plateau United sit 5th with 7 points. Gobe United 6th with 6 points. And Shooting Stars climbed to 7th position with 5 points. Kwara United, with the win yesterday, sits 8th position with 5 points. Well, the relegation battle is between El Kanemi Warriors on 4 points, sitting 9th. And of course, Nasarawa United on just 1 point, sitting rock bottom, Group A. Well, in Group B, we're talking Rivers United, defending champions, sitting top with 13 points from 5 games. Lobby Stars comes second with 12 points. Abia Warriors third with 9 points. Niger Tornadoes fourth with 7 points. Sunshine Stars and Duma United sit 5th and 6th respectively with 6 points. And surprisingly, both teams have got identical record. Both teams have played 5 games. Both teams have got 1 win, 3 draws, and 1 loss. Both teams have scored 4 and conceded 3. Good difference of +0 right there. Bayelsa United sits 8th with 5 points. Enugu Rangers, by the way, sits 7th with 5. Relegation scrappy battle. It's between Dakkada on 9th position with 4 points and Wiki Tourists, who are rock bottom with just 1 point. Odig is contending with Lobby Stars manager Babaka Naru, Stanley Guma of Rivers United, as well as Dan Logumodede of Remo Stars for the award. From their respective numbers in the month, yes, the man Odig stands above the rest of the coaches. He's recorded 4 wins in 4 games. Babaka Naru, Guma, and Ogumodede all secured 3 wins in 4 matches in January in the Nigerian Professional Football League, Nigerian Premier Football League, real life. Well, for the Player of the Month category, the current league top scorer, Imadi, has got who scored 4 goals in January, is in the list. And of course, the nominees for the Player of the Month of January in the NPFL. He's also followed by players like Ismail Sediki, his teammate who scored 3 goals. Bendel Insurance goalkeeper Amaso Basuji, who's kept 3 clean sheets in January. And of course, Lobby Stars duo of Joseph Fatule and Kumaga So. Onyebuchi Fanny of Platina is also in the list of nominees for the Player of the Month. Blyden Bendel Insurance, they filled the nominations list from the coaches, from the coach to the players, all of them in the list for the nominees. But taking a look at the stats after the first 4 match days, 4 goalkeepers, particularly Bendel Sumonde Odige, Lobby Stars Babaka Naru, and of course Stanley Guma of Rivers United, and Daniel Ogumodede of Remo Stars. Who gets this award for you?
Well, for me, everything goes to Bendel Insurance. They've been the best team so far in this league, considering one factor that they came from the NNL to the Nigerian Premier Football League. And it makes a lot of sense to give them the award, reward system, and talk about it. Look, 5 wins in 5 games, that's massive. You can't beat that. No team has done that in the league right now. And they're the best team in the league so far, and the performances are top-notch. Imadi, the striker, quality striker too, showing that level of class and dominance, scoring lots of goals, and I give it to both of them.
Been made well of the opponents in the under-17 African. Well, of course, the story from there is that they'll face South Africa, Morocco in the under-17 African that begins later this particular year. Yes, the story, they face Morocco, South Africa, and Zambia in Group B of the under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. The draw ceremony was held yesterday in Algeria. By the way, Group B matches will take place at the Tahid Hamali Stadium in Algeria. The Golden Eaglets, by the way, won the Waffle B competition that saw them qualify for the under-17 African. And if they can make a way to the semi-finals of the African, they'll stand a chance of qualifying for the under-17 World Cup. And in Group A, we have Algeria, Senegal, Congo, and Somalia. By the way, Group C has got teams like Zambia, no, it's not Zambia, Cameroon, Mali, Burkina Faso, and South Sudan. Well, as part of their efforts to improve football in the country, the NFF have been holding lectures. They are organizing a seminar for general managers and club licensed managers of teams in the league, and of course the Nigerian Women's Football League, with the view of briefing them adequately on CAF's new regulatory framework for the club's licensing system and stadium regulations. Regulations including a fresh edition of the CAF Men's Club License Regulations, first ever edition of the CAF Women's Club License Regulations, a fresh CAF Club Licensing Quality Standard, a dedicated CAF Club Licensing Catalogue of Sanctions, and a fresh CAF Stadium Policy. Well, inside the conference room of the NFF FIFA Go Projects facility in the MK Abiola Stadium in Abuja, the club license unit of the NFF took participants through the frameworks, regulations, and requirements that strengthen the club licensing system. Well, Blyden, one of the things that we barely take note of in this country is adequate education, actually. And here is NFF trying to sensitize general managers of clubs and, of course, club license managers on the adequate and, of course, the proper ways of registering players, the proper ways of getting licenses, and, of course, the standard to stadium regulations and facilities by CAF. This should make sense.
Yeah, it does. Information drives conversation, drives proper ways of doing things, and that's basically what it is. When I look at the way we run football in this country, we realize that there's need for sensitization in different areas, especially when it has to do with registration of players. Not often, oftentimes you hear what's happening with footballers and registration, and go to different competition, and they're struggling to have this player to be fielded for them to work, and it doesn't get to work anytime. And that's basically what it is. From all standpoint, I think it's a good thing. Sensitization is making sense the way they're running it, and they're ready to push it and push it even further, reaching the coaches, the footballers, the organizations, entire system within the Nigerian Professional Football League, and it makes a lot of sense.
Masuri Disas, by the way, was a target for Cremonese yesterday as he helped the team defeat AS Roma in the Coppa Italia. Well, this man has gone silent for quite a while. It was good to see him get himself back on track. He was benched by compatriot David Okereke in the 46 minutes, and he scored a goal before that time to help Cremonese get a 2-1 victory against AS Roma. Talked about the man, Demola Lookman and Victor Osimhen, of course, are nominated for the Serie A Player of the Month awards. Alright guys, so let's travel to Europe right now and talk about the stories from there. We'll begin with the game we saw yesterday in Old Trafford. It was Manchester United getting a fantastic victory against Nottingham Forest. It was a 2-goal victory at the end of the day. Anthony Martial made a goal-scoring return to United, and Fred, of course, scored the second goal for United as he went on to get a 2-0 victory and 5-0 in aggregate to qualify for the finals of the Carabao Cup. But here's the story, guys. It's United's first domestic final appearance since 2018, and it puts them a win away from ending their 6-year wait for a trophy. Well, Solorex, at the start of the season, you'd really doubt if United would make a way to the final of any competition. But here they are. Erik ten Hag has been cooking, and this split is getting interesting.
Well, Mario, how time flies as well. Aside from cooking, I think the players also need to eat what he is cooking in that particular game.
Because they've been eating it.
Yeah, they need to rep that particular, win the trophy in Manchester United. They've been along well since United touched a particular silverware in that club. So, Mario, massive stuff from Erik ten Hag, from the boys as well, who are even eager to learn, and also eager to learn from the manager as well. Being very, 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 confident under the manager, getting to the info. Yesterday we saw, the manager making wholesale changes from the goalkeeper to the front three in that particular game. The likes of Garnacho, probably holding things down till when the big guns came in and probably take United to the final result. When the big gun came in and gave United the final result. So massive stuff from the boys. I still feel they still need to do more in terms of having a point man in that particular game, because Weghorst, yesterday was kind of sloppy in that particular game. They need a point man that can easily fetch them those goals. Probably if the goals are coming from the left flank and also from the right flank as well. And also for the return of Jadon Sancho, it was a massive addition for Manchester United as well. So, Manchester United are really, really going to get better.
Well, Erik ten Hag has said, Blyden, ten Hag has said particularly that this is a chance for United to get a trophy, that they've made their way to Wembley. and they have to win this trophy. But they're not facing any pushover team. They're facing a rejuvenated Newcastle side who look like a team that are ready, to get themselves back into winning ways. Newcastle already have history because they haven't been here since 1999, and that should count for something. But United and Newcastle, first up, what kind of game should we expect, and where do you think it will go at the end of the day?
Well, tight game. Can't say where it will go, but very difficult game it would be. Newcastle have been pretty decent this particular season. We've seen that prowess in the English Premier League, the way they're playing, plays third on the lot, but good performance also from a United point of view, because in recent times, they've really added the number. Beginning of the season, it was a struggle for Manchester United, but Eric Ten Hag has really hacked the league so far, and they've been doing quite well so far. And getting to the finals, first time since, I think, 2017-2018 season, it's not happened, and Jose Mourinho was the last coach that won the league for them, and finally, they're in the final. They'll be looking forward to winning it, but you have Newcastle too, who also have history. It's been 24 years for Newcastle, and getting to this particular position, I think Newcastle will give that all. I'm expecting a thriller in the game, big game encounter in the finals with Carabao Cup, more like a cracker in the English Premier League, but I can't say who will win it.
Also, Rex, I'll ask you, between Anthony Martial and David Beckham, who would you think is better?
It has to be David Peter Pan Beckham as well. He has done that for Real Madrid, gone to play for other clubs as well, for the national team as well.
Which of the Beckham?
David Beckham.
Yeah.
The David Beckham we know.
Yes. Now here's the stat.
It's because
here's why I asked. Now here's the stat.
Yeah.
283 games it took Martial to score 85 goals. It took David Beckham 394 games to score 85 goals.
It's changed. Football has changed a bit. Before
And 3 565. Martial now sits number 25 on the list of all-time scorers for Manchester United. First, David Beckham. That should count for something. Facebook, streaming live on our Facebook page, but also head to the Planet 101 FM Sports page. The post is published there. Go there, drop a comment, and Solar-X is here to take them because of the show. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. Oh, you know
Hello, good afternoon, morning.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Felix. I'm calling from Riga.
Go ahead.
Is Chelsea playing today?
Tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, the man wrote a very long statement. Well, he's 29, won the World Cup in 2018. He scored 5 goals in 93 games for the French national teams. He's making his debut in 2013. The last of his caps was won at the 2022 FIFA World Cup final, where France were beaten by Argentina on penalties. He said that I quote, representing our great country for a decade has been one of the greatest honors of my life. Every time I wore the special jersey, I feel immense pride. The duty is to give it all, play my heart out, win everything on the pitch. Well, thank you very much, Rafa Varane. You were one man that represented the blue badge. Good afternoon, welcome, Victor, the Sports Oracle.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome, Victor. Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother. I left after what happened at the Nigerian Professional Football League, the mid-weekend, that involved the two sides. I know they react when the teams were being paid to the match and still in the result. So we have been keep talking that Akwa United must try their best, have a chance to go to Continental. So let me still believe that they want to do the right thing so that we get the right result and Dakkada FC. And for my team, Chelsea, let them prepare for the English League That's my thing about it.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sport analyst. Mr. Easy on the line.
Mr. Easy.
I want to comment on what has happening last night between United and Nottingham Forest. United have been enabled to get to the final, which Newcastle United have already waiting for them. And let me congratulate the Ten Hag for a nice job that he done at United so far. Because the way United are playing these days, he make me remember Liverpool when Liverpool were Liverpool. So I congratulate Ten Hag for the nice performance by United, taking them to the final. Because I like a manager, a coach who want to win a trophy, even though he want to play a primary school children, he will go out with a full squad. So that is what Ten Hag are doing last night. I am so impressed by performance. That is how a coach who want to make a name himself by himself should have follow
Mr. Easy.
the footsteps of others. That is my take. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Easy. Your thoughts appreciated. Good afternoon, welcome. Yeah. Name and location.
From Itonga.
All right, too. I think you should add some energy to sports show. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to say something about my team Chelsea. I've seen all the signings that my coach has done for the rest 6 years. I wish him a good luck based on having come to ask for team that
All right. You want to call us back if you can. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome. Name and location.
Yeah, this is Godwin from Friday.
Welcome, Godwin.
I want to say that you can see how kind Chelsea are and how supportive Chelsea are to Arsenal. We have given them another player in addition to what we have been doing in the past. So that means that we are supporting their title bid. So they should be thankful. They should be thankful to Chelsea.
What happened to Chelsea's title bids? Who's supporting their title bids?
You see, we were not prepared at first, but now with the caliber of recruit, we are going somewhere. We are going somewhere, I believe.
All right.
So Champions League is ours this season.
All right, thank you very much. And Nigerian parents will tell you, no be your mates be that. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Yeah, my brother.
Yes.
Good afternoon. To Nero on the line.
Welcome to Nero.
Yeah, my brother, yesterday was wonderful. Last night I was able to do very well. I'm looking forward to, winning that cup. Because Newcastle, it has been a long time they've never won anything. And they are always a thorn on our flesh. But I know very well that Eric Ten Hag will know what to do at this point in time, just to make sure that we handle that trophy. But
all right.
Akwa United and Dakkada AC yesterday, they didn't live up to that expectation. But what I'm happy is that if you are beaten away, there's that confidence that you can beat anything home and away. You understand? So if you lose away or you lose at home, and you look for another avenue to revenge and win that team so that you can collect back your points and go higher. Remember, it's a bridge and lake. And anything can happen. Once you continue to lose like 3 matches, you are going down, and probably you may go for relegation. I don't want to see any of that in these two teams. Very great man.
All right, thank you very much. All right, guys, let's talk about Blyden and Solorex. Chelsea have a registration problem after the January transfer window. UEFA rule states that only 3 new players can be registered for the Champions League knockout stages, and Chelsea brought in 8 new faces from January. And of course, UEFA's registration deadline ends 11 p.m. later today. And the question is, who will Chelsea pick? Let's take you through the list of the 8 players that Chelsea signed. Well, they enjoyed a very fruitful January transfer window, but it has presented them with a registration problem. Chelsea are now only allowed to register just 3 new players as against the 8 players that they signed. They got Benoit Badashile, Andre Santos, David Datro Fofana, Joe Felix, Mikhailo Modric, Noni Madueke, Malo Gusto, and Enzo Fernandez. Well, out of the 8 new players Chelsea signed last month, Malo Gusto is staying on loan at Lyon, and Andre Santos is waiting for a work permit. So those 2 players are out. So now left with Benoit Badashile, David Datro Fofana, Joe Felix, Mikhailo Mudryk, Noni Madueke, and Enzo Fernandez. Blyden, they have a chance to choose just 3 out of this list. Graham Potter, if you were close to him, who would you advise him to choose?
Well, quite a difficult situation for Chelsea. I think they might also be able to drop some players to add more, isn't it? But here's the thing for me. The 3 key players, 3 key signings they've done this particular season. Joao Felix, I don't know the eligibility of Joao Felix to feature the Champions League after participating with Atletico Madrid. So I wouldn't want to look at Joao Felix right now, but let's look at the young players they've brought.
Joao Felix out?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to because of those conditions. I'm not too sure of the conditions right now.
Yeah,
of his availability for Champions League.
He can actually play the Champions League for Chelsea.
Okay, if he can, surely I'll put Joao Felix being part of that mix. Also, Modric should be there. Enzo Fernandez. Let's spend a lot of money for him. They can't keep him out of the Champions League.
So Benoit Badashi is out for you.
Exactly, for Badashi. He could have been part of it. Maybe I'll find a way to drop one player who's already part of that system if there's availability to do that, to bring Badashi in, because he's been pretty decent.
Yeah.
I've watched him in recent times. Quite clinical.
Comfortable on the ball.
way he's playing at the back.
Yeah.
But come on, he's not been tested at the Champions League. I want to see him play the Champions League and being stretched.
Solorex, who would you choose?
Well, I'll go with what Blyden said. For you to play in the Champions League, you need players who have experience and who you can easily trust to put them in the starting 11 to go represent Chelsea as a club. So I'll go with Joao Felix. Chelsea as a team are struggling in terms of creativity. Mason Mount is not there for them. So I think Joao Felix can step into the party, probably see how he can take Chelsea to the next level. I'll go with Modric. The guy has a lot of pace, dribbles, goals, and assists, if you like, in that particular game. The star boy has to be Enzo Fernandez coming back from the World Cup. He has to show a lot, and a lot are on his plate for him to show for Chelsea as a team that he can do this. He can single-handle that particular midfield. He's a star boy. He won the young player of the tournament in that particular group. So what is he waiting for? So Luka Modric, Enzo Fernandez, Mikhailo Modric, Enzo Fernandez, and finally Joao Felix, because the experience are there. So
no defenders. Well, first let's talk about the defenders, Blyden, because the past 2 games we've seen Koulibaly. We've seen Koulibaly bench for Benoit Badiashile, and that was more like a signal to the fact that maybe this young man will get regular playing time for Chelsea because he's comfortable on the ball, and of course he partners even better and when he plays with Thiago Silva. We've seen different defensive partnership with Chelsea. We've seen what's his name now, Chalobah and Koulibaly.
Thiago Silva,
we've seen Silva and Chalobah, and the best one so far for Chelsea has been Thiago Silva and Badiashile. How much of a miss would that be if he misses out on the Champions League squad for Chelsea?
Well, I think he's a huge player. I've seen him perform in the English Premier League, few games, quite decent, well composed. But as I said before, he's not been stretched. And let me also make a comment about Koulibaly. Everyone keeps saying Koulibaly isn't good. Sad fact is, if Koulibaly was English, he would be playing for Chelsea and no one would complain. We've seen it happen all the time. I think somehow, somewhere, fans are putting him as a scapegoat.
What do you make of Koulibaly's performance at Chelsea so far, joining from Napoli?
Well, I understand he's going through that adaptation process, but look at it, especially when you're playing with Thiago Silva.
A ball playing defender.
A ball playing. Beyond that, you have to do a lot of covering for him. Look at Thiago. Everyone keeps pressing Thiago. Thiago never faces one-on-one. That's the truth about it. He's the last person at the back. So what happens? He picks up those slip ball, but he's very decent on the ball. He can play very well, so that makes him look such fantastic. But we know Thiago doesn't have the pace he used to have any longer. He can be walked at any time.
So Koulibaly should be the one sitting in the band, and then Thiago.
Koulibaly has got huge experience. No, I'm not saying he should be, but I'm saying one of the reasons Koulibaly is in this position is Koulibaly is more of a central, the very last man.
Yeah.
That's the way he played at Napoli, and he's different.
What happens to adaptation? Because for instance, you look at a defender like what's his name now?
Licha.
Licha.
Yeah.
No, not Licha. Not Licha.
I'm looking for that name of defender.
Rafa Varane.
What about Varane?
Rafa Varane used to sit, at Madrid, and then it was what's his name?
Ramos.
Is that for who?
Ramos.
Yes, Sergio Ramos did the very dirty job, right? Very dirty job at Real Madrid. But Rafa Varane.
Ramos was still the last man.
No, but
just that Ramos was very aggressive.
Yeah. Ramos most often and always would be one coming out because he was the aggressive one. He was one more prone to penalties, prone to red cards and all of that. So Varane sat in them. But at United, Varane is one doing the the shaking. And of course, Licha, as the case may be, is the one sitting. Before Licha came in, it was Varane and Lindelof. And Varane was the one going out. Lindelof sat. What happens to adaptation? And why is it difficult for Koulibaly to adapt to the system at Chelsea?
Well, I don't think it's difficult for Koulibaly. It's just that Chelsea are missing a key man, talking of N'Golo Kante, at the middle of the park. That is why Koulibaly can't really have, a fine game, match in, match out in that particular game. Let N'Golo Kante return back to the sides, and you see the best of Kadilu Koulibaly in that particular
Chelsea will have to now wait for N'Golo Kante to come back.
Let's go back to the conversation of Varane. Here's it for me, for Varane. He's had difficult times at Manchester United, and now he's been this more of this calm, calculated player. He's not going into tackles. That's it for me. He just stays there. The good thing is Licha is doing the tackle and doing the covering, and he picks the ball. And it makes sense for him. It's more of a safe part the way he's playing right now. Because when I say Licha is the very last man, talking about Martinez, he's the very last man. He's always moving, doing those tackles, and starting the balls and moving ahead. So he keeps Varane in that position where he's more calculative, just like it's happening to Thiago Silva at Chelsea. The decent players know that, but when other players are being exposed, it's questionable sometimes not to put entire pressure on these players, but to think about the situation they face. That's it for me. Koulibaly is a decent defender. Yes, he's lost some of the space that he's got. His pass, when you get into that 30 mark, you begin to lose some of those space that you've got. But basically what it is, he's a decent defender. He's got an experience. I think moving to the Champions League, he'll have a decent Champions League experience with Chelsea.
Koulibaly over, but actually for you guys?
Well, hard to say. I think it's a team.
That's basically what this conversation has been all about. Koulibaly is the one called it, but actually drops it.
I wouldn't drop Koulibaly for Badashi. I wouldn't do that.
All right. Over to you. You calling us up on the show. Chelsea have a chance to register just 3 players for the Champions League, and they've got 6 players in queue for registration. So who would you register for Chelsea? There's Enzo Fernandez, there's Mikhailo Mudryk, there's Joe Felix, Benoit Badiashile, there's David Datro Fofana, there's Noni Madueke. We haven't even talked about David Datro Fofana and Noni Madueke. That's actually very sad. Head back to the phone lines right now. Take your calls in before Solar X fixtures to Facebook. Hello, good afternoon, welcome. Yes, welcome.
I think if I thought this guy was doing this Superella was doing this among the Champions League players, I think it's dropped. Because that guy that was mentioned, I'm a Chelsea fan, I've not been to match. Like, so I think if I thought that guy is doing this for the best player. As for Pendel Insurance and congratulations to do the price and keep saying they are the dear staff of this NPFL. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. 09022231011 and 0817-624-8565. Chelsea having just a chance to register 3 players. That's against the 6 available for registration. Well, by the way, there's a bit of a lifeline for Chelsea. First up is that all players can register in the Premier League. They were not in the Champions League. And in the Champions League, the new signings, players would have to drop. They have to drop players if they want to sign. They have to register more new players to the club. All of that is supposed to happen before the end of today. Graham Potter faces a tough dilemma, tough decision to make. That's why he's a Chelsea manager. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Haaland. All right, just came to say hi to me. Hi too. All right, so Sonorex, take us to Facebook before we talk about Thomas Partey versus Jorginho.
Emmanuel Etola said, good afternoon, sports crew. Congratulations to Jorginho for moving from number 10 to number 1. Partey is still better than Jorginho. Say Dan comes to say, good afternoon, Planet Sports Crew. I'm very, very disappointed with Jorginho for leaving Chelsea. Let him go. I believe my team Chelsea will do very well. I welcome my new boys up Chelsea. I'm texting from Cameroon. Chibueze Iwu says, good day, Sports Crew. Congratulations to Manchester United for qualifying for the final of the Carabao Cup for Akwa United and Dakkada game. Heads up, guys. Let's come back home and do the job at home. Please, there is a rumor that Different Kefion has signed for a new club outside Nigeria. Please confirm it for me. Zila Gina says, good afternoon, sports.
We're here to hear anything.
Zila Junior says, good afternoon, sports presenters. It was very embarrassing seeing Akwa United and Dakkada FC losing yesterday. It's something we should be discussing about. Something must be done quickly if they want to qualify. As for Jorginho and Partey, I will give it to Jorginho because he has played every single game for Chelsea and he can make good passes from the midfield. I'm happy that Chelsea has finally signed Enzo Fernandez. He will be a good replacement for Jorginho. I wish Chelsea all the best tomorrow against Fulham. David Mike said, hi guys, keep on doing the good work. Top 4 for Chelsea is certain, is sure. New owners, new director, new players, and new many things is what is affecting Chelsea at the moment. We never give up. All Blues. Champions League is definitely our own. It's Mason says, good afternoon, Planet Sports crew. I'm very disappointed that the 2 Akwa Ibom team lost yesterday. And for my team, Chelsea, I wish them the very luck against Fulham tomorrow. But Bakayoko Patoski, a fan, comes in to say, good afternoon, Planet Sports crew. I want to congratulate my team, Chelsea, for bringing Enzo Fernandez to the team. With Enzo Fernandez, we are good to go, and I wish him the best of luck in the Chelsea. I wish him the best of luck in Chelsea Football Club and other signing as well. Up Graham Potter, up Chelsea. Doyan say, good afternoon, Planet Sports crew. I want to congratulate Manchester United for reaching their first ever final in 6 years. But playing Newcastle United will be a very, very big game for them. The better side will win. The better side will win. It wasn't a good day for Dakkada and Akwa United yesterday, but I hope we will bounce back against Remo Stars this weekend. Up Akwa United, I rep Chelsea, Raja. Finally, Israeli Manuel comes to say, Chelsea new signing are under 23, so they are definitely definitely they can play in the Champions League. I watch it on Sky Sports this morning. That's it.
Well, thank you, Solarx. Well, guys, here's a conversation. We know it's no more news. Chelsea have let Jorginho join Arsenal. Arsenal have signed Jorginho. But most people see Jorginho as a cover for Thomas Partey. Most people say that Jorginho goes in as competition for Thomas Partey. And we decided to have this conversation, guys. You think Jorginho is a cover, a competition for Thomas Partey? I begin with you, Blyden.
Well, I do not think it's a cover. I think there's something Arteta saw when he bought Jorginho. Decent player that can pass the ball around, that's it. But if you want to ask me who is a better player, tackle in terms of that position, come on. In the English Premier League, nobody is better than Partey after Partey. No single player. Partey is number 1. Casemiro for me number 2 at the moment. When I watch Partey play, I just have goosebumps.
All right,
the way he's slipping the ball.
Thomas Partey, Jorginho, who's the better midfielder for you?
Mary Partey after Partey. So yeah.
All right. I'll let you guys in on something. Discussions like this are settled on stats and facts, right? Information. Now, Jorginho in 2020, this particular season so far, he's won 5.32 duels. That's more than Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey won 4.97 duels. Here's the story. Jorginho has won per game. Jorginho wins 1.62 tackles.
Which of the Jorginho? The one we watch?
This is stats.
The one that players will just skip past.
We're talking about stats, Blind. Just let me involve my thoughts. Thomas Partey has won 1.42. That's less than Jorginho. Jorginho's won possession for Chelsea this season 8 per game, 8.36 times. Thomas Partey has won 8.01. That's less than Jorginho. I'm coming, Blyden. I'm coming. Jorginho has made more interceptions than Partey per 90 minutes this season. 1.48 as compared to Partey's 1.23. Now, Partey leads in clearances. Jorginho has passing. Duels. Jorginho benches Thomas Partey in all of that too. How come Partey is better than Jorginho?
I've got the answer for you. Very simple. Here's it. In that stats, that's why they say stats don't show you everything.
The stats don't lie to you.
What the stats failed to show you was why Arsenal were playing better. Why the team and the midfield was better in terms of possession. Because here's the thing. When you watch Arsenal and Thomas Partey play, they're dominating possession. They're dominating build-up play. So where's the space standing to make those interceptions? Because teams are at the back foot. When you watch Chelsea play, come on. Every ball is going towards Chelsea side. Chelsea can move forward. If you like, put on the glasses, no problem, Mary. Chelsea can move forward. So that's the thing. So you expect Jorginho to have a position where he touches the ball, you call it interception. You expect Jorginho to be in a position where he wins duel.
No, yes, the thing.
Let me just finish.
All right,
Partey doesn't have the time for that because he's already dominating proceedings. So the opposition, they're on the back foot. They can't even come in, and that's the beauty of what Partey does. When you watch Partey play, Marizona, if you're eating at that moment and you watch Partey do the thing he does, the simple thing you can say is Partey after Partey.
So, Rex, let's also talk about something also, still stats particularly. Now, one of the key features of midfielder is the fact that you can hold on to possession as much as possible. Now, the stats have it that Jorginho have lost possession 11.3 times per 90 minutes of game. That's less than Thomas Partey's 12.12. So Thomas Partey is not as comfortable on the ball as Jorginho. So that brings back the conversation of if Jorginho is going there as a cover to Thomas Partey or as a competition to Thomas Partey. And I would ask you, Blyden, if you Mikel Arteta, you had a chance to start either Thomas Partey or Jorginho, who starts for you?
That's not even a question, man. That's not even a question. You're comparing the best defensive midfielder in the English Premier League with Jorginho. I agree to the fact that
Jorginho is not the best. Jorginho is the reigning UEFA Men's Player of the Year. You realize that, right?
Currently, when you look at Jorginho's standings and the way he plays for Chelsea and the way Chelsea play, physically, Jorginho is lacking compared to Partey. When he has to be with the ability to guide the ball for a midfielder, so key. The ability to guide the ball, stopping your opponent from touching the ball, Jorginho falls in that direction. Partey is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I know Jorginho is a good passer of the ball, but in all this all-round midfield work, what you depend on a midfielder to do, you can't even put them side by side right now the way they're playing. But Jorginho is a good addition to Arsenal because of the way they play.
Well, it's Partey after Partey and Jorginho after Jorginho too. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Very good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
This Dominic.
Welcome, Dominic.
Live Leiden, live tolerance. You are a good man. You love a good thing. I've said it time without number that we really supported Arsenal to lift the trophy. Sometimes ago we give out Peter Cech, and Peter Cech stopped Chelsea from seeing that can pay bad trophy in many years. So Jorginho, as he goes to that Arsenal, I think if at all they would want to lose that trophy, they are lifting the trophy. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
It's better now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I have what I wanted to hear. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Victor on the line.
Welcome, Victor.
Who is contacting with Jorginho? Who is doing that in the studio? Who is comparing Koulibaly with Thiago Silva? What has Partey won as a football player? What kind of player has he won?
My brother, I don't know, my brother.
What has Koulibaly won as a football player as in now? You are comparing to Thiago Silva. Who is doing that in the studio? Even if it's an African player, you cannot compare Partey with Jorginho. Jorginho is better than Partey.
Brother, off your mic, my brother.
Hello, Maradona.
Yes, welcome, Victor.
Let me Manchester United should not be afraid of Newcastle. I don't think Newcastle is a big team. They are trying to take English to the Champions League International. They must do well to be one of the teams.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome, success.
Yeah, good afternoon, the boss.
Go ahead.
I'll walk now.
Fine.
I want to say that in Chelsea situation, if I was Butter, I will remove this guy, Loftus-Cheek and Aubameyang, and join no two players to hit at least 5 players for the Champions League spot. For the Jorginho situation, I think when it comes to strength, Jorginho is not that powerful, but give it to him when it comes to ball play. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Good
evening.
Welcome.
Hello. Good evening, Maradona.
Welcome.
Thank you. God bless you. My name is Godwin from Dibia Koran. A strong Chelsea fan. Yeah, strong Chelsea fan. At least I want to say that we, the Blues, we all miss Jorginho. I was one of the best machines in Chelsea team. And I thank God for the last signing that we've made. That's Enzo Fernandez. He's coming to replace Jorginho. And I wish my team, the Blues, the best of it. Thank you.
All right, so the Rex take us to the live feed, and then Raymond will talk about Jorginho and Partey. Yes, go ahead.
Jorginho all the way. Then Moses Chidi comes in and says, "Good afternoon, Planet Sports. Will help me tell Harry Potter and Chelsea fans that Enzo Fernandez should score 50 goals every week. Else the dressing room will turn to a town hall difference. Hashtag Thursday violence." Apostle Jacob comes in to say, "I miss you guys." UBCom says, "Jorginho all the way." Then Luis comes back to say, "Broja for Madueke, Jorginho for Enzo Fernandez." Graham Potter can easily register those players for the Champions League as well. Finally, Etiko Friday says, "Good afternoon, Planet Sports crew. I'm so happy for Greenwood. He is a good player. Thank God all the charges against him."
All right, so we have an ardent Arsenal follower. I mean, his love for Arsenal is not hidden. It's all over social media. Well, Raymond, your Arsenal team got Jorginho. And most people think that Jorginho is more of a competition than a cover for Thomas Partey. So the question is, in 45 seconds, Jorginho, Thomas Partey, who's the better midfielder?
Man, Marizona, that's a tough one. I think they're both good in their own right. If you ask me who's got the more experience, I think Jorginho certainly fits the bill. Not just because he's won bigger trophies as compared to what Thomas Partey has, but they're both different players and they come with different options. And it's no wonder why back at Manchester City, Arteta as an assistant manager was equally pivotal to City trying to get Jorginho, but he opted to join Chelsea. But now they're reunited again, and it shows you he values what Jorginho could add to the team.
You're Mikel Arteta right now. You have Jorginho, have Partey fully fit. Who starts for you?
Well, I'll stick it with Thomas Partey because it brings a lot more to this Arsenal team. The physicality that was required of the Premier League. Jorginho's been able to manage it in the course of the time he's been at Chelsea, but not as much as a Thomas Partey would give to you.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you very much, Raymond.
Hello?
Yes, Haaland.
Mary.
Go ahead.
How's it, good afternoon.
Present twice.
Yesterday, I thank God for the coming back for Akwa United to draw, because they were 1 goal down. And concerning Man U, Newcastle, they should go and pray because I see problem there. Let Newcastle not come and take them unaware. And for Thomas Partey and Jorginho, you cannot. The reason why Arteta brings Jorginho is maturity, experience, in order to, in case of anything, they are going for higher risks. So that's why he brought him. So
right.
Jorginho is more better than.
Thank you very much, Loki. Last caller, good afternoon, welcome. We'll do it at 30 seconds.
Mr. Easy again on the line.
30 seconds, Mr. Easy.
I think jogging club days are in number in Liverpool, because I can't wait to see Thomas Tuchel taking affair of Liverpool next season. That's my take.
Thank you very much. That's a good way to end the show this afternoon. Thank you, Bladen. Thank you, Solarex. Thank you, Raymondita. And of course, thank you to IT, who was on the sidelines giving us the update. So, by the way, Mason Greenwood has been released, actually. Charges against him all have been dropped, and he will be set to return to United. But that's the story we'll talk about later tomorrow. 4 o'clock, we'll have the news on the hour with Dara Udoma. And of course, there's a lot to be expected on the program and the frequency this afternoon, Planet Radio 101.1 FM. So do all to enjoy the rest of the day's broadcast from Marizona and the crew. We're out. Ciao, ciao.
Just